everybody. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday, fall Saturday, last quarter of the year in the studios. And glad to be back. Is 2020 crazy or what? I know it is. I was chatting with somebody the other day and they said, hey, I don't know about you, but I can't wait to turn the calendar in 2020. I said, I kind of feel you. I understand the situation, but we got a whole quarter left. And guess what we got this week? We got football in East Tennessee. Go Vols. As you guys are listening to this, you might be down in Neyland. Hopefully you catch it back on social media or anything. But excited for our Vols. Big win last week. And excited this week here against Missouri. So go Vols. As you guys know, we're proud sponsors of the Vols. Every week, we try to give you the up-to-date information on the real estate market. Let you know what's going on, how rates are doing, how homes selling. But I can tell you in the last couple of weeks, we've been busy. And so we had a couple reruns. And I don't like to do that, but it happens. It's life. So I got Miguel in the studio today. He's helping me for the first time. Super excited about that. So it's all hands on deck here at Real Estate with Ryan, Hometown Realty. We always never leave you in suspense. There's always something exciting here. It's never a dull moment in our organization. And again, we can't do it without you guys. Thank you for every week for following us. And we've got a good show for you. So as always, April couldn't be here too. She hadn't been here in a while. I know last week you've had a rerun with her, but super busy. She sends all the love. Little Isaac, Kinsley. I just got back from a little karate practice with them. And it was like a dad moment. And so I had an opportunity to see her. And she had her karate gear on and had her face mask. And she was such a big girl, and she put her bag over her shoulders. And I'm like, oh, daddy's girl is getting so big. Where's time going? I know you guys are looking. I'm looking at my son. He's going on 8 months in October. It's like, where has the fall gone? Where is 2020 gone? Is it just 2020, or maybe it's me? I don't know, man. But it's been wild, guys. It's been wild out here. So it won't be long for the holidays come. The weather is changing. What does that mean for the real estate market? Well, we're going to talk about 2020. We'll do some congrats. We're going to talk about that, what we're seeing, the sales prices. How did September ring in? How did September kind of close it out? Well, let's talk about that. But let me get some congrats first. So I had to take care of my people, man. So busy week since we've talked. We're talking about our congratulations to our new cabin out in Sevierville, Ingleton. This is pretty awesome, guys. Listed. Not only did we get one offer, 2 offers. Man, we got 21 offers, $75,000 above list price. If you guys are thinking about Sevierville cabins, is the market still good? Well, I promise you, yes. And we've got the buyers to help you. So if you're thinking about it, don't just because it's the fall think that there's not an opportunity. Our friend on Eagleton couldn't be more happier singing our praises on that. New cabin out there in the preserve. We just sold from one of our great buyers. Awesome views of the Smokies. Again, he was in a bidding war, actually able to take care of that. Friends out there in Walnut Cove, great luxury property out there that we put that under contract, scheduled to close. Another cabin out in Sevierville on Trout Road. Investment property for another realtor. So you know you're doing a good job if you have another realtor willing to work with you. So we were super excited about that. And it was always good to work with a fellow colleague, especially if she's in Florida. Congratulations to the Shaws on their property selling on 225 Conkennon. New lot on a great client of ours is purchasing in Arcadia. Towering Oaks went under contract. Congratulations. And just put a property under contract in Malheur Bay. And our beautiful condo didn't last long in Gatlinburg. That went pretty quick. And Skiview sold in record time on that one. And then congrats to one of our great sellers out in East Shore Drive in Grand Vista Bay, one of our luxury property, able to sell that in just a couple months, upper $1 million mark range. And Miss Walker was starting a new journey. So, super congrats to her, great seller, and it was a pleasure to work with her and be involved in that process. So we're getting back into a little real estate. We're talking about September. What does that mean for September? Well, everything kind of paused in February, from really February, March, all the way to, might as well say June. So we didn't really have a spring. But September, people were getting settled. Things were moving. Median sales price is up 350,000, 11% annual update. Normal back in 16 took 78 days to move. This year, 2020, the numbers are 54 days. In September, the demand for homes sold 12 days faster than a year ago. Homes usually sell about 25% faster in September. Watch this number. They sold 39% faster. Now, everybody says, hey, Ryan, I'm going to put my home on the market in spring and summer. I'm just going to wait. Oh, the fall, we can just wait till next year. 39% faster. I try to tell everybody that when you're buying or selling, there is no specific time. Obviously, spring and summer is ideal. But with this year, that's really where you guys really need to link up with a great real estate agent in the marketplace that can help you and guide you through the process. I told you about our friend in the beginning of the show. They got $75,000 above list price. No conditions, waived inspections. Almost sounds too good to be true. Well, that's what we're doing for our sellers, and that's what we're doing on competition. And the market is showing that the buyers are out there for your property. And as we go this last quarter, if you're in the investment arena or you have a home, don't forget Uncle Sam, the end of the year still comes December 12/31/20. So we have a lot of 1031s we're doing, and don't forget most of the people that have to get relocated or transferred, they're doing so at the end of the year, starting the beginning of the year. So keep that in mind. We are seeing that buyers put their home on the market and then put a hold on it during the school year, but we're seeing a lot of that settle. A little conversation that we had with a gentleman today, and we were chatting about it. He said, Ryan, when I put my home back on the market, he has some other choice words, but I put my home back on the market. I wasn't sure if we were going to have a country. I was loading up on ammo. I was doing all these different things, and I didn't know what we were doing. But now things have kind of settled down some. Obviously, we still have issues across the area with the COVID and some of the market trends and unemployment, but things are more stable. It always goes back, guys, to that consumer confidence. When you understand where you're going and things are a little bit unsettled, that never works well for the market. 2020, it seems like we just have the perfect opportunity. Not only do we have COVID, now we have job loss, we have stimulus. Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't know, we have an election going on, and that's going to come up in November. And all hands on deck with that, so you can kind of watch the news media. So when you have all that going on, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. I know one of the larger properties that we just went under contract, a little bit of the conversation was, Ryan, my seller's really worried about election week. And we really don't want to close on election week or after that, really not knowing what's going on. I mean, guys, that's real. A lot of people are saying that, especially coming into an election and could be contested. Where does that put you in the marketplace? I don't think really any of us know, but I do know this, that if we looked at September's numbers, we know that the median sales price is about $350,000. And usually September sees about 17% more homes on the market than they see in January. So a lot of those factors come into play. So I don't think anybody really expects to know what the market is. I know this, that we see that the market now is where rates are really low for buyers. And when we have an opportunity where buyers are on the market and they can borrow, it's a great opportunity. But the conversation is always in this market where we have historically, we'll talk more about that in the second part of the show. What do you do when you just sell? Because a lot of people in the marketplace are not just selling, but they're all actually going out in the marketplace and purchasing another home. And so with the inventory, probably record lows of inventory, it makes it challenging. It makes it challenging for a lot of agents now. So there's obviously, over 5,000 agents in the marketplace and lots of competition. And the challenge I always tell a lot of my sellers is in the marketplace, if you're not knowing where you want to go, especially in new construction, well, that's even been a challenge. So we're working with one of our clients, and if you haven't checked out on some of the pricing on building materials, i.e. lumber, right? They've skyrocketed, and some of the builders have paused their numbers and they've repriced some of the properties. One of the builders that we were working with, one of the buyers, raised the home $40,000 in price. So there's always going to be that balance of waiting and seeing where the market's going or taking advantage of that market. So we're coming on a little bit on the break, but we'll talk more about that. But all eyes and all market indicates that the real estate market in 2020 carrying to 21 should be solid. We'll talk more about that with Real Estate with Ryan, and we'll see you here after the break.
When it comes to the real estate market, turn to the experts that focus on you. With over 20 years experience, Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty knows what it takes. It's the right marketing. It's the right exposure. Ryan and April will use their expertise each step as they guide you through the home buying and selling process. Ultimately, it's about results.
You need someone you can trust that is committed to you.
You have a lot of choices, but the choice is simple. It's Hometown Realty.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty.
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taken too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel. All right, we're back. We're back in the studios. Miguel's with me, helping me out in the studios, producing this. So thanks, Miguel, for all your help in here and trying to make this show great. I tell everybody as we start talking about the first segment, I was like, it takes a teamwork to make the dream work. There's no question. But it has been wild, and thank you for tuning in. If you're coming after the break, we're talking a little bit about the real estate market, how the September numbers were doing, and kind of what we're going to expect here coming as we hit the last quarter of the year. Talking a little bit more about why interest rates and what we're going to see in 2021. I want to make sure you guys understand, though, keep in mind that one of the biggest things for sellers, that it may be higher prices, doesn't mean you have to sell. Doesn't mean that you have to sell just because you're, getting a really, really good price on your home. It has to really make sense, especially if you're purchasing. And you're going to evaluate. I always tell everybody, it's very rarely that it's a seller's market and a buyer's market. And you really have to equate that. Really, the only way you're going to win in this market truly is if you don't have to purchase, you're selling, and it's a one sale and you're out, and you're going to probably come out pretty well. But if you're like most people, you're going to take advantage of the interest rates. It's a perfect time to get that larger home or get that forever home. Maybe thinking about building, even if new construction is up higher. Well, guess what? We can finance for a little bit longer. Our rates are way. I mean, that's about way. Let's go some real numbers. The rates are probably the lowest that we'll ever see. The 15-year mortgage rate for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac was 2.69. That was here right at the end of summer, 2.69. That's pretty awesome. I just sold a property that I owned in Virginia. I can't remember when I bought it. I think I bought it in 2003 or something like that. And the rates were right around 6%, and that was a pretty good rate then, 6%. And now we're at 2.69. Nobody ever thought we would see those rates. So there's that opportunity in the marketplace. Keep in mind, but when you're purchasing, one of the things I want to talk about is not only does it make sense for the move, but make sure that you're getting the right offer for your home. In the real estate market, you definitely won't just put the home on the market and just take the first offer that you get. So we work a lot with our sellers in today's marketplace. And yes, the old saying, sometimes the first offer is your best offer. But then at the same time, we have an opportunity where we know we can get the right buyer. I was talking to one of my great clients today, and we had an offer that on a property that we were probably $10,000 away. And everything was saying that we should do that deal and we should get there. But it just didn't work out. And keep in mind, sometimes it's not the right buyer for the property. We're always going to focus on getting the right buyer for that property. It only takes one. But when you find that right buyer, the deal's going to fall into place. The money's going to make sense, and the numbers are there. So make sure that you not in a rush to move on something that would make you the most profit and maybe take something less. That being said, trust in your agent, trust in your advisor. One of the biggest things that I think consumers, when we're in a good market and a strong market, everybody's the real estate pro, everybody's the expert. And sometimes us as sellers or buyers, we get a little stubborn, we're a little super confident. I want to urge that, everybody understand that you hire that professional, you go through the interviews, you go through the process, you do the research online, you get the recommendation, and you get your guy or gal, right? And you get them to help with the process. The challenge is when you hire them, not only are you hiring them for marketing, are you hiring them for everything that they do, but you're hiring them for what? Their advice. So when they tell you the feedback, and we had a lot of activity, and they say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we've had the home on the market for a period of time. We've had a lot of feedback. We've had offers, or we turned them down. When they say that price, don't be offended. Trust them. We know that in homes in the market, we just talked about in September, they're not on the market longer than usually 2 months. And most of them that we're seeing here within the first couple weeks, couple days, multiple offers. So keep in mind when they say maybe pricing needs to be a place that you need to have a conversation about, that could happen too. So trust your advisor. Let's talk about what you're going to purchase in 2020. Rates are low, but we had a conversation with my great team today at Dave Ramsey. Our group of Dave Ramsey, we were having a little huddle, some of the best agents across the country, and we were talking about it. And we're saying, well, I don't know if you guys knew, but VA loan, I'm probably doing one of my biggest loans out there. It's in excess of $2 million for VA. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I want to make sure you're aware of that. The Veterans Administration now does not have limits on the loan. So you want to go 2 million, 3 million, you can do that advantage. So make sure it makes sense. But does it make sense financially to borrow 100% or 90%? We were chatting a little bit about that today. And if we're working with some of our great buyers or our sellers, we're going to have that conversation that puts them in the best position. Remember, markets go up, markets go down. And we always want to be in a position of strength. So ideally, we want to get the best deal. We want to get the best price, as always. But in a competitive market today, part of that may be lucky to even secure the property. In the beginning of the show, we were chatting about that. I had 21 offers on a property. They were waiving inspections and all this different stuff. And so there's not a whole lot of negotiating when you're just trying to obtain a property. Is that to your advantage as a buyer? Of course not. But you love the property. Sometimes you got to do certain things if that's what you're looking for. And obviously can be frustrating as a buyer, right? But when you make that purchase and you secure your home or your dream home, financing is the next step. Because we've got to look forward in the years coming up, because the market won't always be up at 2.69 rate. There may be an adjustments. You may get that job transfer. So what is the ideal amount that you want to put down? Well, ideally, you want to put 10 or 20%. My friend Dave Ramsey is going to say, ideally, you want to put 20% down and you want to do a 15-year loan. Why do you want to do that? It doesn't make sense, Ryan. I can finance at 2%. That's basically free money. Why would I leverage and put a lot of my money down? And that's there's two sides of the argument. I'd agree with that. I mean, there's an opportunity there, but guess what? We have to look forward. If you bought the home for 300 and God forbid the market changed some and you need to sell here in the next 2 years, you get that job transfer, where are you going to be at? Well, if you borrowed 100%, if you have to pay commission and cost and the market's adjusted on your sales price, you may be upside down. We saw that back in 06, maybe say 08 to 2014 and on. A lot of people were upside down. You saw the short sale market and all that comes into play. So make sure that you're looking at your down payment, be in a good equity position, try to get the best price that you can. 15 years, always going to put you in a better position. With rates being so low, maybe before, a 30-year was doable, or a 25-year or 20-year was doable. But now that 15, it pays off in 15, and it probably saves you almost double on interest. So something to really think about. When you're looking out there and purchasing a home, keep in mind that even though the rates are super, super low, make sure you take your time on the decision that you're looking for. Don't rush it. If you don't feel good about it, there's a certain piece that you want to have about it. Millennials are hot in the market right now. They're looking. You want to make sure if you're a seller that you're keeping in front of them, that you got an agent and a marketing team like we do here that understands that 78% of people, especially millennials, are looking online and Instagram and different avenues for your property. Exposure is key. You want to highlight the perks. Make sure they understand the value of the neighborhood, the HOA, communities, certain upgrades. Some of the popular features now are the laundry rooms, patios, garage spaces. How about private offices? Don't forget walk-in pantry. So many of these things that you're looking for in the market and millennials are looking for. And yes, they're 32% of the market that's out there purchasing. We see the market consistently probably carrying till 2021, but nobody really knows. So we'll just ride this roller coaster and be smart while we're on the market. Hope you guys have found this helpful. As always, you can always find us every Saturday here with Real Estate with Ryan. We're on 11 and 1 o'clock on both channels. And it's an easy number for us, 693-SOLD. That's 693-SOLD. You can go to our website. You watch our show, our podcast. We save these shows, and we got some great blogs on there. And you can visit us at ryancoleman.org. Don't forget, we're proud sponsors of the Vols. And if you ever need anything for real estate, we're always here. Until next week, look forward to seeing you with Real Estate with Ryan. You guys have a great weekend.